Hey guys, have you heard of Goldbelly? It's this amazing site where they ship the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants across the country, anywhere, nationwide. I've never found a more perfect gift than food. Goldbelly ships Chicago deep dish pizza, New York bagels, Maine lobster rolls, and even Ina Garden's famous cakes. So, if you're looking for a gift for the food lover in your life, head to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's goldbelly.com, promo code GIFT.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
The following is brought to you by the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
This is All Things Elite. Welcome back to All Things Elite. Load up the pod, man, it's on when we speak. Rich right here, let me warm it up for Austin and Floyd. Couldn't be no one but the boys. When it come to All Things Elite from the fan perspective, swear, man, it ain't no question. Hear from them first. Swear, man, they putting in the work. No, they had to get me for the verse. Social Suplex Network's on. Hours at a time in your headphones. Austin and Floyd on the microphone. Backing out on the ring, getting in the zone. Pulling up the show, give it 7 stars, you already know. Who else could it be but the show with the proclivity for positivity? I'm gone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 297th episode of Social Suplex's podcast about AEW with a proclivity for positivity. Welcome to All Things Elite. My name is Austin Sumwitz. Finally back on the show. I'm one of the hosts of this lovely podcast. Joining with me is a man who's always down here, always holding it down, is my good buddy and friend, Mr. Floyd Johnson Jr. Good to talk with you again, man. How you been?
Dude, I feel like we've both aged since the last time we've done this show. The last show I did was the preview to WrestleDream, and I have been all over the United States, it feels like, and you have been all over the United States and working, so it's just like we haven't been able to get down to record. And last week I actually had a few episodes, was trying to record an episode, started getting sick during the episode, so I was like, okay, well, let me back out, let me pause it. And then I was going to finish it the next day. Went back the next day, and there was no show. So I was like, okay, something out there doesn't want me to do this show. So I was like, well, I'll just wait until Austin can go again, and we'll just do the catch-up thing like we normally do. And so here we are. But I'm doing good. I didn't know, even this week, I was like, we got to do the show. But I didn't know if I was going to do the show because I was feeling like ick last night because, some people call it con crud or whatever you want to call it. I was feeling it, and then I was like, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Pound some vitamin C, pound some vitamin D, and then I slept for like 10 hours today. And I feel fine now. I was like, so... It ended up working. I always say this. I tell people, I'm like, oh, it's just allergies. I always say that. And recently I've come to the conclusion it's never allergies. So this time it literally seems like it was allergies because I double Benadryl and I'm feeling better. But I am ecstatic to talk about it. AEW's been really good and hot last night. I thought Dynamite was great, so I'm ready to talk about some wrestling.
Yeah, no, and I was dealing with a little bit of the allergies too, like a couple weeks ago, because like eating or drinking any food felt like knives down my throat. It was so painful, and like I was congested and everything. So I'm feeling so much better than I was before. And yeah, I was traveling. I got to go see my lovely sister who is in vet school right now. I got to go visit her, and then we also went to go see the Red Wings play the Islanders, and they got the pants ripped off them. They were down like 6-0 in the second period. At the end of it, we left at the end of the second period because we were like, forget this. New Yorkers were making fun of me. I wanted to fight everybody in the crowd. It was not a good scene, and we got out of there because it was not going to end well, and we ended up losing badly in that game. So it was rough, but it was amazing to spend time with my little sister. Happy Halloween as well to everybody. Want to make sure I mention that because it's my favorite time of the year. I just finished watching Weapons for the first time. Holy shit, that movie is nuts. Straight up nuts. And yeah, I mean, I didn't get to talk about WrestleDream with you guys, but I mean, it was a really, really fun show.
I didn't either. So,
yeah, no, we didn't get to talk about that. And I think we'll touch on it a little bit just because we'll be able to share our thoughts since everything's happened before we get into Fright Night Dynamite, which wrapped up last night. So we got a lot that we got to touch on this show. And once we finish all the wrestling talk, saving this for the end, I got some words to share with Floyd since I've been saving this for a while, and I didn't get to share it with him because I haven't been on the show in a while. So I'm saving this for the end, and he's gonna have to wait for it too. But it's non-wrestling, but we'll talk about it after everything because I know people don't like it when we don't do wrestling talk from Jump Street. So we'll save it for the end. So it's all good.
Do you still like my profile pic on Twitter?
We're going to get to it. Homeboy already knows what we're getting to right now, but we're going to save it for the end. Before we get into all things elite right now for these last couple weeks that we've been gone, guys, we appreciate the support. Even while we've been making our return back to doing this on a consistent basis, we're all busy. It's crazy stuff going on right now. We want to make sure you guys are enjoying the show and downloading the show. If you listen to us on YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, turn automatic downloads on and download the show every time. It really helps us out. Rate, review, subscribe, give us a share with your friends, family, coworkers, whoever you wish. And then if you would like, you can also follow us on Twitter at ATElitePod. Also check out Social Suplex. We're part of the Social Suplex Network. Proud to be part of these guys. They have an amazing network of podcasts you should check out. They are at Social Suplex on Twitter as well. Check out all their other amazing podcasts on their network. I'm at Austin Sumowitz, SZUMOWICZ. Floyd is at Floyd Johnson Jr. on Twitter. Go to Chop Tees and get a t-shirt and sign up for the Social Suplex newsletter. Links in the description of this show. Honestly, I figured just news of the week, we can just get into everything we've missed, basically, and everything we haven't been able to talk about.
Yes, that's what it was supposed to be. I didn't update the page. It was just like everything we missed really quick.
That's what it's going to be. I mean, I'm right there with you, too. So, like, we'll just lead off just real quick with our general thoughts on WrestleDream, which Floyd was in attendance for, I know. He's been moving around too. I mean, which show? Remind me which shows you've been to in the last 2 weeks.
So I went to Kansas City, Dynamite before WrestleDream, and then I went to WrestleDream. But then I went to a football game, and then I went to a con, and I can honestly say, this little couple weeks, I want to give a shout out to all the wrestlers and people that work in the wrestling industry. I can't do what you do. Oh my God! I just wanted to be home. I was driving to the con to meet one of the loves of my life, Miss Chloe Bennett, aka Daisy Johnson from the TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, she was my girl. I love that character. One of my favorite characters on TV ever. And she's not bad looking either. You know what I mean? And I was like, I've always wanted to meet her. I've watched like everything she's been in since then, and I was like, so we go to driving down there, and I'm just like, I'm so tired. And, I got excited, when I finally met her, had a good experience. She gave me a hug because I told her I drove from Oklahoma, and she was like, oh my God, that wasn't close. And I was like, this is one of the few times I didn't no-sell it. I was like, yes, I drove forever to get here kind of thing. And no, it was really cool. But yeah, I was exhausted. I'm coming home. And I told my friend, I was like, I'm going to, I generally, am the person that drives. I was like, I'm going to need to sleep for a little bit. And then she handled it. She handled all the driving for us. And I got back here and I was like, dude, I'm not doing anything until I absolutely have to. I think the next thing I have planned is I think I got a football game November 23rd, going to see the Chiefs play. But until then, yeah, I am on extreme home body, rest body. And like I said, all you wrestlers, people that work in the wrestling industry, that have to travel every week, security, I don't care what you do, dude. I always used to laugh when people say travel was hard on your body. That shit is. That shit is. 6 flights, or what was it? Yeah, 6 flights in a weekend. I felt like I had ran a fat guy equivalent of a marathon, because I would never run a marathon. But whatever that is, I felt like I had ran it and my body was just hurting. And yeah, never again. I don't say never very often. But if I always have control of my schedule, I am going to not do that anymore, because yeah, that was just too much.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be a bit much. Like you were like a road warrior there for a minute,
dude. I was like, just that weekend. I just talking about that weekend. I did Kansas City. I drove from Oklahoma City, Kansas City, came back. Then flew from Oklahoma City to Minneapolis. That's where I watched the football game. Saturday morning, Minneapolis to St. Louis for WrestleDream, and then St. Louis back home. Now, I'm going to tell you, I was on Southwest. Generally used to be my favorite airline, but I'm moving on now, not going too much. I had to connect on all those flights. So
yeah, that's what they do.
Like going to Oklahoma City to Minneapolis, I had to go to Denver.
Yep.
And then going from St. Louis back to Oklahoma City, I had to go to Phoenix. So I went to, I think, it was 5 states in 3 days. And yeah, it wore on me. It wore on me. But I had time. I hung with Daniel Grindle. I got me some Chinese food, got me White Castle twice. I did everything I wanted to do, don't get me wrong, but boy, was I tired. I remember I got home and I was like, I'm kind of amped. I'm not going to do anything. I sat down on the couch and just went to sleep. I crashed out. 6 hours later, I was just like I didn't know what happened. I crashed out so hard.
Right,
I didn't even remember.
What the fuck?
I didn't even remember going to sleep. I was sitting there watching TV, and then it was 6 hours later. So, yeah. Shout out to all of you. If you listen, anybody ever catches this show, my boy Grillo, any of the people from AEW, dude, y'all are fucking legends for all that travel.
Genuinely, yeah. We respect the hell out of everything you do to entertain us. Genuinely.
Yes.
It's like, it means the world to us.
Yeah.
But in terms of the actual WrestleDream show, yeah, I mean, just from watching it on TV and everything like that, it was really good. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was another instance of, I will say, I think the length of the AEW shows are starting to hit a little bit harder, like more recently, I feel like, especially when we have a match literally go from the pre-show and continue into the main show as it starts, which is honestly was such a fucking crazy thing they did, and the fact it was FTR, so they technically got on the main show. I love that. Like, I loved that.
Yes.
Favorite matches for me by far would have to be big fan of the tag match between Brodito and Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada. I really, 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 really love that match. Continues to build for the inevitable match between Takeshita and Okada, and Brodito is holding the tag team division on their fucking backs, and they deserve all the credit in the world.
Whoa.
No, hey, listen.
You can't say, like, when you say on their backs, you're acting like FTR and Jet Speed didn't put on a banger, and then the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express
I'm
put
not
on a
mentioning Jurassic
bang.
Express. No, I'm not mentioning Jurassic Express.
They both put on a banger tonight.
They did.
They don't have anything on their back.
But they were doing that before that. They were doing that before this, though. Things have gotten back to where it needs to be. But beforehand,
this isn't Jordan on the Wizards, y'all.
I know you mentioned tag team wrestling though as like being back specifically is one of your big takeaways of this show, though.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I thought this. If you look at every show, every Dynamite, every pay-per-view, this was the greatest night for tag team wrestling in AEW history. Like, FTR and Jet Speed put on a classic 80s style tag team match. The Young Bucks and Jurassic Express put on that PWG style tag team match, the style that the Young Bucks have perfected. I've heard the Motor City Machine Guns invented it, but the Young Bucks have perfected it and mastered it on another level. They put on that match with all four of those putting them amazing. And then Brodito, Takeshita, and Okada just put on another banger that's in its own category. I think you had three amazing tag team matches that were all amazing for different reasons. Now, I even say this, trying to be as unbiased as possible. FTR and Jet Speed was probably the third best tag team match out of it, but it was still a banger. But if you look at the other two, I don't care if you're the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express or if you're Brodito's side, I thought those were, in my opinion, 2 5-star tag team matches. And like 2 perfect tag team matches. So I just thought it was the greatest night of tag team wrestling. That was my biggest takeaway of the show. In the lost recording, that's literally what I talked about. I thought the rest of the show was great. But as a dyed-in-the-wool 80s through now tag team wrestling fan, I could not have asked for a better night of wrestling.
Yeah, it was pretty big stuff for fans of tag team wrestling. And then yes, like you said, the Young Bucks Jurassic Express match went crazy. That was a lot of fun. And then the I Quit match was just fucking nuts.
Dude.
Just straight nuts. I think I've seen that clip. That clip of Claudia throwing Darby has genuinely gone viral because like it's everywhere, dude. Like that's the spot, honestly, that got the most play. I feel like from the entire match was just Darby getting chucked by Claudio because I see it everywhere.
Dude, it's still ridiculous. I love me some Darby. Claudio, just the trust that goes with that. It's sick, but you just think about the trust that goes with that.
Oh, dude, seriously.
Like, I'm going to let you throw it and you're not going to miss.
Yeah.
Because few inches short, few inches too long. We're having a different conversation here, and every time they've done it so perfectly, and it has been amazing. And dude, I've been calling it this. As for the nerd wrestling fans out of there, especially the Lord of the Rings people, Sting the White showed up. You know,
yes, he did. That's oh man,
that was like Sting the White, and I was like, yes. Everybody's like, yes.
He tossed him the bat, man. He passed the torch.
And man, I mean, and this is the last time I say it. Oh my God, if he would have just passed the torch and Darby pins Mox and became the AEW World Champion,
it would have been perfect, wouldn't it?
Yeah, oh my God. But everyone fought me on that. But just imagine that moment ending with Sting and Darby in the ring. Darby as your new AEW World Champion. If that's how you make someone, don't get me wrong. I have no problem with Hangman's title reign. I think he's been the perfect face of AEW right now. So
yeah,
I think this match with Joe drove it home because it was just a slobber knocker.
Yeah, I will say with Moxley and Darby, if this can be the last match these guys have for a while, I would honestly be okay with it because I don't want them to die. They're trying to drown each other. They're trying to fucking stab each other. Like, it's enough. It's enough. I think we can take a break with these two guys for a minute.
It hit the fan. I'm not going to even give out her name. She is what she is. The female former wrestler that's like, oh, kids are going to do this. You know what hurts kids faster than drowning? A pile driver.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was young, unfortunately, and this is terrible, I'm not excited or happy about it, we did have a lot of instances where kids hurt each other to the maximum level, I'll just put it that way, by just doing wrestling moves on people. Yeah. Wrestling is a dangerous sport.
Wrestling is dangerous as it is, yes.
Yes. And if the kids are drowning other kids because they saw it on wrestling, yeah, a DDT does probably do more damage. You know what I mean? a power bomb or any of the moves in wrestling will probably do more damage than said move. And I'm just like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to get into the minutia of things, but wrestling is dangerous, and your parents, they should be watching the show with their parents, or the parents should be aware of what they're watching, and the parents should let them know not to try it at home. It's really that simple. Don't try anything you see at home, whether it's a move or drowning someone or hitting someone with a chair or hitting people with doing brick spots. I'm like, dude, out of all the stuff I've seen at this beautiful, beautiful company over the last 6 years, all the shit that shouldn't be tried at home over the last 6 years, this is your line. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But, and then lastly, I will say 2 matches I do want to give props to because I know they haven't been talked that much about. Yes, the World Championship match between Joe and Hangman. Not much else to be said about that. It's a great title defense for Hangman. Thank God Samoa Joe's a heel again. This man's going to be a fucking monster moving forward. I'm so glad that he's a heel again. It just fits. I love Joe. I know people love cheering for Joe. I know he's easy to cheer for because he's just so fucking good at what he does. The dude's an asshole heel, and it works so much better. So I'm just so glad that he jumped the Cowboy. Now I don't gotta feel bad for rooting on the Cowboy. I can just root for Hangman. I can just root for fucking Joe. I can just be like, Joe, kill the Cowboy. Do it. Kill that horse.
And everyone knows my side is very clear. Whatever side Will Hobbs is on is the side I'm rooting for. Yeah, that happens to be on Joe's side right now. But I was so we're on the build, and we got a few more weeks, so I'm hoping it happens. And dude, I think that Hangman and Will match, if they let them go, it would be really, really fun.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And then also give a shout out to, I really did enjoy Tony versus Chris Statlander, too. They did a really good job. On a night where the other 2 women's matches, unfortunately, I felt like were just good to okay. I thought this was really good and just showing off those 2. And it was one of my favorite matches I've seen Chris be in, and just, man, the tension between these 2 women and the sexual tension between these 2 women and the promos they've been doing, man, it's just, my goodness. But, dude, they did such a good job, though. Honestly, a really, really strong job between both of them. And then Monet interrupting, though, to get into that was also just a good moment for Monet as well. Teasing Statlander and Monet.
I got to tell you, I understand why they did it. It was to get another belt on Monet. I get it. But I'm sorry. This is another one of those examples that I'm going to go down. TK, please, when you're doing these surprises, if it's not like a big name or a big surprise that we haven't seen in a while, just announce it before the show.
Right.
Did you have to save Mina Shirakawa? It was the reason. This is nothing against Mina, because it's not. But if you're watching the show and she comes out and I'm in the building, there was no reaction. And then they got the crowd about 6 or 7 minutes into the match, maybe 10, because my sometimes sense of time is not that great. But that first 10 minutes was kind of dead silence because everybody's like, Mina Shirakawa? And you have to understand, that is the reaction you brought on because you just didn't announce it before the show. Yeah. You announced it before the show. There's no expectation of somebody great or cool or blah, blah, blah. Because I was thinking, hey, maybe it's Athena, she's a champion. And I was trying to think of all the champions I could. But then it was Mina, and it made sense. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it didn't make sense for what you were trying to do with it, but it did kind of feel deflating. Whenever you say you're going to make an announcement or you're going to say the person's surprise or an open challenge, if it's not somebody good, if it's not somebody that's going to pop the audience, just announce it before the show so there's no anticipation.
Yeah, exactly. It's just... Might as well.
You knew when you did it, you knew it was Mina.
Put Mina in a bad spot.
Yeah, you have the pre-show. Mina comes out. I'm challenging her, and then boom, the match is set. There you go. But no, my favorite match was actually probably the match you said was just good. Okay, was Steckler and Hayter, because I felt like this brought out the Jamie that I always liked. Jamie, Declan and Jamie was just so hard hitting, bunch of clotheslines, bunch of punches. It was just super physical. I truly thought Declan was gonna win, but Jamie ends up getting the win, and I'm just like, okay, that was big meaty women slapping meat. They are very tiny women, but big meaty women slapping meat. That's what that match felt like. It was just like bomb after bomb after bomb, and I really enjoyed that match. That was actually my favorite women's match of the night. Tony and Chris, I liked until the finish. I thought the finish was kind of anticlimactic. I do like that Chris just won, but it was still kind of like, to me. And then Mercedes and Amina, I have to give them all the credit in the world because they did get the audience back at the towards the middle and the end of the match. But yeah, unfortunately, they didn't get them at the beginning. But that wasn't on them. It had nothing to do with them.
Nah, it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't on them. It had nothing to do with them. It was just like, everybody's like, I'm listening to people around me. Oh, it's going to be this person. Oh, it's going to be Athena. It's going to be Athena. And then when Amina come out, you just kind of, and it was like me like paying attention. You just kind of had her collective, and it was like, and that's sad. I don't want that for Mina. I think Mina's amazing. I love her dancing and all of her energy. But yeah, it was kind of, All right.
Yeah, it's just yeah, exactly. But that's all I got to share, at least for WrestleDream. Though it was a fun show, honestly, really enjoyable. Floyd, is there any big things you want to touch on from the past few weeks before we get into Fright Night?
Dude, okay. From the Dynamite right after, we had the trios match for the world title, and for a few moments, I got Will Hobbs and Bobby Lashley in the same ring.
You did.
And I would be remiss, because I've been waiting on this, like, to go down for about a year. And I want that match in my life. I don't need it to be for a title. I don't need it for anything. If they both could just be in the Continental Classic and they understand the assignment. I don't want to see no flips. I don't want to see no drop kicks. I want to see two big million men beating on each other and throwing at each other. It was magical. I like it. Like, the most heel Joe has ever been, ever to me, is when they do the standoff at the beginning of the match and Joe takes Will out the match. I was like, you son of a bitch! Dude, so, no, I want that match. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know where it's going to happen. Bobby Lashley, Big Will Hobbs, let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go, 1,000%. And then, what were some of the things I wanted to mention from previous Dynamites real quick? Because, I mean, like, we had a lot happen, actually, just recently.
I mean, we got the announcement of the
announcement of the women's tag team bracket. Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And this is not this is not being critical or anything. This is just me what I want. You're introducing the tag belts, right?
Yes.
I think, AEW's finally getting a women's tag team division. They went with what they do. This is very much what AEW does. Standard 8-person tag team, 8-team tag team, which is great. What I would have liked to see done is I always vote for bigger. This is me. Yes. I always vote for bigger. I want a 16-team tournament. I want it to be the 8 AEW teams. Then I want you to go find a team in CMLL. I want you to go find a team in Stardom. I want you to go find a team from the UK, Canada, the Hex. I always say the Hex, former NW. Find all the team people that you can that have worked as a tag team, won as a tag team. Put them in there. Have some matches.
Big thing, yeah.
Yeah, have some matches on Collision. Have some matches on ROH. Have some matches on Dynamite. You could still end up with the same 8 teams in that next spot or whatever. You could still end up with those same teams. Don't get me wrong. But make it to me feel like this is the biggest thing in pro wrestling. Right. AEW finally introducing a women's tag team division. Everybody's like, dude, you got Deanna wrestling everywhere right now. You got Britt sitting at home. I know I bring up Britt, but this is not my bring Britt back speech. It's like, give me Britt and Deanna in a match. Shit, they could lose the first round. Who cares? I'm just saying, Make this thing as big as possible. The most important thing in women's wrestling is that you're finally getting a women's tag team division.
Right.
Make it a big thing. Have it build up over some time. And boom, then you crown tag team champions. The same team, whoever you've decided is winning before then, you can still do it. Dude, if Ronda Rousey was available, get her and get for her and Marina Shafir in the team. Shayna Baszler's working for ages. Get her and Marina Shafir in the team. Just make this as big as possible. Like, have it discussed on almost every segment on the show. Have it on Collision. Have it on Dynamite. Have it on ROH. Then when you crown the champion, it's this big thing, big celebration that you finally have a women's tag team division. I'm just saying, I feel like if this was happening, and it's like not a shot, this is like I said, this is me fantasy booking in essence, that I feel like if this was a thing on the men's side and that it waited this long, it would just be a much bigger deal. So I just threw the women's tag team title should be treated like the big deal that it is.
I agree. I mean, like, you're putting all the effort into it being a thing, you know? You might as well actually make it feel big, you know what I'm saying? Like, it should feel big.
Yeah, and it's like, you look at the 8 teams that are in it, I think it was like, someone said 3 or 4 had never even tag teamed together. Yeah. It's like, come on. I mean, come on. There's just nothing wrong. Like, you have opened up a new spot, a new category in AEW, a women's tag team. Like, someone like Julian Sky Blue, who might not be ready to be a singles champion or really defend for a singles championship in AEW, or you have a division where they can put their act together and really build up their fan base to a point where, you know, they may be able to be singles or they may stay a tag team forever. Sure. And on the other side, you have the team like TJ. It's like, yeah, you're not ready to put a singles title on everywhere, but they have been AEW fan favorites for so long, you can put some energy behind it. So you've built this new category. Make it matter. Don't make it feel like just another of the 100 belts in AEW. Make it feel like this matters to the women of your division.
Big time. I mean, Floyd basically said everything I could say possibly about this whole thing. Like, he's passionate about it for a good reason. So I'm right there with him with that. I will say, too, I loved seeing the return of Mini Monet from last week. And even though she got smashed into a cake by Mercedes, Statlander coming in and shoving Mercedes into the cake, though, was such a good moment, honestly. That was very, very fun. I really enjoyed that. I also just loved, like, Harley was so broken for what she did there. That was such a mean thing she did. Such a mean thing. But, like, I just love that Mini Monet's over. Just sell more Mini Monets. They should sell them. It would make so much fucking money.
Dude, I'm all about it. Like, you know, they talk about AEW being a family-friendly product, which, you know,
to an extent.
Depends on who your family is. My family, definitely family-friendly. My dad let me watch whatever I wanted to. It would have been family-friendly, but, you know, you have kids in the crowd all the time, dude. They'd have been screaming and crying to get a Mini Monet to take home.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, yeah. So definitely do that if you can.
Yeah, they should. And then I will say I did enjoy my fact that Okada facing off against Bandito. Good main event. Good main event from last week's show. Like, just easy match to put up, you know, one half of what you got on WrestleDream, and then you get it in a singles match for the Unified Championship. It's just easy stuff, you know. It was a simple main event that they put together. It made all the sense in the world, and it was just, honestly, I just loved it. I thought it was just a really strong closing to last week's Dynamite, and it was something I would definitely hold on to. And Darby also just had a really good promo, too, I will say. He really... And him walking with the flag too, I still love that he's got that around too. It just he cares so goddamn much about this company. It's so clear to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do like that he said he's not done until the Death Riders are done. That he's going to be chasing the Death Riders as long as they exist.
Sure,
I did like that, and I did the whole Moxley Kyle O'Reilly thing. where Mox was like at the point where he quit and then he hit the referee. It's so great because they don't do these type of finishes in AEW. So the fact that they did that finish last week, it really came off as a shock. And they did a good job on commentary. It's like he was so desperate not to quit again. Because if you think about it, Mox has quit in July and Mox has quit in October. It's like his last two big losses have come to him quitting.
Yeah.
You know? So, I like that. And I do want to say this. Something I saw online, I like to comment on something. Everybody's like, they're going to kick Moxley after Death Riders. I have an opinion on this. For who? I love Claudio. I love Pac. I think they're explosive personalities. And, Daniel Garcia's coming along. Who really has the charisma to pull off being the leader of the Death Riders other than Mox? I think, personally, and I may be wrong. I am often wrong. So I want to make sure that's clear. It's just my opinion. That they basically become a mid-card act that no one cares about if Mox is not in it.
Right. And Mox is leading the whole Death Riders. I mean, like, at this point, man, it's him and Marina Shafir, like, and that's kind of it, you know what I mean? Like, they're the ones that are consistently doing things.
Yeah.
Yuta, maybe, but Yuta's just like the heat magnet, basically.
Yeah, and so I was sitting there, I was like, well, there is one person that can lead the Death Riders, and unfortunately, I believe he's still under a full-time contract with New Japan Wrestling that might have the charisma to pull it off. His name's Gabe Kidd, because that dude has Mike charisma. Yeah. He has that John. He very much has the John Moxley energy. I wouldn't say he's like a little Mox or anything, but he's kind of bald, like just kind of says what's on his mind kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And he has he has that kind of crazy energy about him. He could pull it off, but I think he still works for her. Like, he's still a full-time New Japan employee right now. So it's just like,
right.
I don't know what you do with the Death Riders, but I definitely don't think the answer is putting someone in the lead except Mox. And let's say you bringing someone else out to take the lead, which I don't know who could do that.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure how that would work out, but I think we can move in now just straight into this week in Dynamite with Fright Night, basically. We opened up with the Trick or Treat Tornado Tag Team match between Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy facing off against Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia of the Death Riders. And I like Garcia, getting a big spot with the Death Riders on Dynamite. I like him and Yuta teaming up, the youth of the Death Riders basically being able to do stuff against Darby and Orange Cassidy. It allows for Darby and OC to be able to get a win against the Death Riders, but even still, gets a good spotlight for Yuta and Garcia. There was a great moment where they go for a table on the outside, but Orange is there basically hands in pockets and then drop kicks him and then gets up to his feet, which was really, really well done. But eventually Darby brings in a skateboard. Garcia's like, use it. So Darby proceeds to take it, and then he's like, no, you use it. And then he goes for it, and that's when the Code Red gets hit on him, which was honestly well done. But then eventually, all of a sudden, that's when Wheeler Yuta gets knocked over by Orange Cassidy off the apron, through the table on the outside, and it goes it's near the guardrail too. Like, I think they set it up there, and it was just fucking sick. And then Darby, using the Scorpion Deathlock, gets Wheeler Yuta to tap out, and it's just boom, big time stuff. And then Orange Cassidy had candy. He threw some candy and some treats into the crowd. It's very, very, very cute moment there.
Again,
it's a good opener.
Again, I need parents there to remind kids not to take candy from strangers.
Orange Cassidy is
stranger.
Yeah, he's just strange.
You can't get much stranger than Orange Cassidy.
He's just strange.
No, but very fun match. I'm all about me some Yuta and Brian Garcia as a tag team. I think they should be pushed going forward as a tag team, like them together. And Orange Cassidy and Darby did what Orange Cassidy and Darby was supposed to do. And I'm okay. Like I said, I'm very much okay. I thought this was an exciting, fast-paced match to get the show started.
It was. It very much was. It was just a fun one, too, to get people excited and everything like that. Hook came in and spoke about the four-way in the main event. Talked about he's the underdog basically going into it. And he said, I'm going to have my hands full, but I wouldn't have it any other way because he wants to earn a shot at the World Championship. But Joe, I'll be doing my best personally to make sure you don't advance because you decided to show the world who you really are, but I already knew. So
one of Hook's best promos to me.
It was honestly really good.
It was really just good. Like, it's a thing. I believed him. I believe that's how he felt in that moment. And again, I know people don't like using this word when it comes to wrestling called acting. I just felt like he delivered all those lines in a very believable way.
Yes, I would agree with you on that. Don Callis then had a moment where he was talking about the family's summit. He didn't say much, and then all of a sudden he saw the Young Bucks and was like, hey, it's criminal what they're doing to you right now, what the company's doing. And even though you rebuffed an offer to join the family in the past, before, and so much was working against them to like make us look like idiots, I just think maybe it would help if you had family to help your back and back you up. And he's like, you don't need to answer. Just let me show you what I can do. And he's like, listen. Truck, he calls out to the production truck and goes like he's trying to set something up basically, and then he has a special entrance for the Young Bucks. They walk to the ring to their music. 3 people are coming out to the ring. One's in an inflatable cow costume. One is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and I think another one was a chicken or something. The EVP entrance plays, and Don is on the video board just doing this huge entrance with pyro, and Matt and Nick are just kind of like, okay, fine. And we'll take it. We get a big entrance at least. So Don trying to gussy up and buddy up to the Young Bucks a little bit. Just, I guess, man, who else do you need in your fucking team at this point, man? Jesus Christ.
Everybody. That's the answer.
I guess everybody.
Everybody is the answer. And I love this. I love the entrance. I love this. Don Callis is and I met this guy the last week. He is the Emperor. He is Palpatine from Star Wars right now.
He really is, dude.
And he's literally trying to get everybody in his Imperial forces. And who have not arguably the greatest tag team of our generation. If he's going to chase a tag team, he's going to chase the greatest tag team of our generation, the Young Bucks. And, he's trying to entice them. He's like, things aren't going your way. The money's not going your way. He's looking at them like the Mafia looks at Chauncey Billups. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Come on. Come on. I can take care of you. It's okay. I can make all your problems go away.
Listen to me right now. Not fair, okay? I'm hurt by that moment, man. We don't need to talk about that.
I'm just saying. It's an apt analogy. It's what's going on right now. And tell me, Don Callis doesn't ring of Emperor Palpatine or Mafia boss. It's pretty much, kind of in that same there. I see that you're down. I'm going to take you at your most vulnerable state and get you to work for me.
Moving on. We get into the actual 4-way fight for the number 1 contendership for the tag team championship. FTR versus Jet Speed versus the Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express.
Before you get into this, I had one thought. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to full gear. I am literally going to a Chiefs football game with my boy Chris Reigns. Shout out Chris, the next day. And it's just like, again, I just did the whole flying multiple places in the weekend. This shit's for the birds, not for Floyd anymore. So I was like, okay, I'm going to my Chiefs game. I'm excited about this. The only exception will be if, Britt Baker came back and then plans would change.
Sure.
But right now, it's like going to the Chiefs game. Got off that Sunday, super excited. Woo! So, going to that game. I was like, shout out to Jackie. You ain't going to like this. I was like, can't anybody but FTR win this match? I was like anybody with FTR. Because I really don't, like, they go out for titles. I wanted to be there for them winning the titles. All right. Now tell what happened in the match there.
Yes. It was straight up just fast-paced, wild tag team action. Like, seriously. I loved how everyone in this match was getting consistent usage. So, like, honestly, this four-way, I went into it, I didn't know who was going to win it. Like, honestly. Maybe that's just me being
I didn't even have a good guess.
I was going to say, maybe that's me being a little bit more just like, I'm just along for the ride type of shit. But, like, I don't know, man. I was just, like, absolutely ecstatic just to see how this whole thing went down. Like, I really enjoyed the fact of how, first of all, I love that Stokely was on commentary. Also, shout out to Bryan Danielson getting a little gussied up for Halloween. I appreciate that a little bit. You know what I mean? I forgot to mention that. But a great moment where Luchasaurus was able to dive onto basically everybody. And, like, man, Luchasaurus is over his shit. Like, Jungle Boy, Jungle Jack, but dude. Luchasaurus, he's over.
You know what I talk about? So I saw a list, and this definitely has to do with this, where JBL named the most underrated big men in wrestling history, and he like put Kane and The Undertaker as 1 and 2. I'm like, I don't think he knows what underrated. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he understands what
underrated. Yeah,
exactly. Yes. Okay. The reason I'm saying Luchasaurus is the most underrated big man in professional wrestling. There is nothing this man can't do. How fluid. He works with small guys. He works with big guys. Dude, he has one of the best hot tags in wrestling history. It's like the crowd gets up, the kicks, everything. I was just like, when I think of underrated big man in professional wrestling, I mean Luchasaurus. If you look at Luchasaurus, like what he was before AEW, like I didn't even know he existed. He was a guy in a dinosaur mask, to what he is now, multiple time AEW champion, been in so many of the big AEW matches, has had great tag matches, had great single matches, had great stories all the time that he's been in the company. So this is what underrated looks like, because if you're listing your top 5 AEW guys, you're not gonna listen Luchasaurus for the most part. But why not? You know what I mean? Why not?
Sure.
When has he not stepped up in the moment? As far as this is another match. If you like, hey, who was the star of this match? Luchasaurus.
Honestly, dude, the dive to the outside was crazy.
The dive to the outside was crazy. No, I'm just like, him going away and coming back, you realize, like, sometimes, you know, you go away, you come back, and you remember how awesome someone is. And Luchasaurus is one of those people. I forgot how awesome he fucking is at this whole wrestling thing. I forgot how awesome Jurassic Express was as a tag team. Like, I always remembered them, but they went away kind of quickly as a tag team. So I forgot how awesome they were. And they are awesome tag. Like, these 4 things, like, I would put up these four teams, and this is not even including the world champion, against any top 4 of any tag team division in the world right now. AEW is on fire as far as tag team wrestling. My favorite spot of the match, though, is when
I knew what you were going to say.
The callback to last week, and the cast was like, I'll go, and then he just kicks fucking Nick Jackson in the face to the outside of the ring. I thought
you were gonna say when the Bucks hit the Shatter Machine and Stokely was screaming, "Can we sue?"
Well, then my boys did a super kick. Now I gotta shout out to Dax. I doubt he ever listens to the show. I truly didn't know he could get his foot up that high.
He got it up there, man.
That was a legit super kick. Dude's got, like, bad knees. This is not assault on his athleticism. The dude's just got, like, a jacked up knee. I didn't think he could base it enough to do the super kick. And, man, shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. He got that.
Shout out to Cash.
With the double super kick. And it's fun watching them play around with each other, because I am one of those opinions. It's like, when FTR and the Young Bucks just wrestle, it needs to be a big deal. It needs to be for a title. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It should never just be a match on the card. So, so when I see this and they're having fun with each other, it makes me think about when the eventual thing happens and they have to go against each other and how they are going to rain down on the stars of professional wrestling. But this match, when people ask me, hey, take a random match and say, hey, they want to know, hey, what is AEW? I'm taking this match and showing it to them.
Yeah, I mean, this is just fun wrestling, honestly. And FTR is the team that comes out on top because they end up coming out, and the Bucks were basically, they tag in Nick, and that's when Luchasaurus Kevin Knight basically are getting up there, hits the UFO splash on Jack Perry, but then FTR hits the Shadow Machine on Kevin Knight, and then steals the victory with getting the pin on Jet Speed, which that was the only thing. Jet Speed was the one team I knew was going to take the pin. That was the only thing I was confident about. But it was FTR that did it. So it's going to be Brodito and FTR at Full Gear for the AEW World Tag Team Championships.
And the crazy thing is Jet Speed is slowly moving up my list as one of my favorite tag teams. Of course, in a world where FTR and the Young Bucks exist, I'm going to pretend like they don't exist. They're probably my favorite team that's not that too in AEW. Even though Jurassic Express is kind of amazing right now. I don't know. FTR wins, FTR or Brodito, whoever wins. I know Jurassic Express needs to be tag team champions. I know Jet Speed needs to be tag team champions. If you're asking me who should be that next tag team champion out of those two, I'm like, I feel like you can't go wrong. They're so fucking good. And Kevin Knight, every match. I wasn't super familiar with Kevin Knight before AEW, and everybody was telling me he's that dude. Every match, oh, he's that dude. Every match, oh, he's that dude. Just how natural, how naturally he moves, the fluid motion. When he takes the superplex to the outside, then he kind of lands on his knee. And I don't know if that was a work or shoot, but how he sold it after that. It just added so much to that move. And it's like, okay, this was actually a dangerous thing that happened to him. Dude, I could talk about this match for a while, and I didn't even think it was like a 10-star match or something. It was just such a solid match with a lot of little things in the match worked into it.
Yeah, just really, really, really good stuff, honestly. Really, really good stuff. Don Callis does his summit in the ring, and only member who wasn't there, though, I mean, there was a red carpet and everything, and they set everything up. The IWGP World Heavyweight Champion was nowhere to be seen, basically, and he addressed, basically, the fact that, travel issues is the issue for Konosuke, which is the reason why he wasn't there. He said there's a lot of speculation about perceived problems in the family between Okada and Takeshita, and he's dispelling the myth, basically. And he goes, Rocky Romero shows off the La Familia and shows off another disgusting, horrendous painting. And basically they talk about a video package then shown of the success of the Don Callis family. And then Protostar Kyle Fletcher comes out with the TNT champion. He's like, why does the Don Callis family do what we do? And it's like, we took an oath, and then they read off the oath, and they're just bloody, bloody, blood. It's just such a, it's typical. It's like, honestly, just traditional great heel stuff of just saying a bunch of bullshit, and people are just like, oh my God, shut the fuck up. Let me see the guy I want to see. And that's when Konosuke Takeshita shows up. He doesn't have travel issues. He's right here. And he's not too happy about everything taking place. He comes down and Cal's like, hey, you made it, buddy. And he's like, no. He takes off Don Callis' hand off his shoulder. Okada stands up. They get face to face. He goes, I can see there's still tension. Let's see that. But Takeshita, I named you the Alpha, but you got to understand this is an entire family of Alphas. And there's going to be a little bit of push and pull back and forth. That's normal. But at the end of the day, this is a family. And the reason we succeed is because there's no I in team, but there is an I in family. And I decide what happens. He's like, you were my first Takeshita. we built this family on the ashes of Kenny Omega's career, but I decide what happens. So now I need you and Okada to shake hands. And they're like, no. The crowd's like, no. And he's like, shake his head, damn it. He's not moving. And eventually they finally move their hands up. And looks like they're going to shake hands. Middle finger from Okada straight into Takeshita's face. And then they get right fighting. They're going to break it off. Like, they're going to break it down, basically. And he's like, no. You know what? I need to show you both how to work together on Collision on Saturday. You are teaming together. Show me and the world that you can work like a family. And it took a little bit more time before they were able to get those two out of the ring and away from each other. So honestly, just really well done. It's just well done stuff. Great work building this match that everyone's looking forward to and building the tension between the two. And I love Don trying to play peacekeeper in the whole thing. It'll be fun to see them on Collision and everything like that. But whoo, buddy, I'm excited about this.
Dude, this is my most anticipated match. Like, I don't think we are, but if they announced Okada and Takeshita for that weekend of Full Gear, me and Chris would have to have a conversation.
You think so?
Yeah, like, you don't understand how, like, I think most of the people can get it. Takeshita is my favorite singles wrestler in AEW. The Okada match is the match I'm waiting on. I mean, Takeshita versus Okada, Takeshita versus Fletcher. You know, those are the two matches, like, I absolutely plan on being there for. And so the idea, man, they are building it so hard. It is like, I thought they were going to tease it and we might get it at World's End, but it feels like we're going to get this bitch in 22 days. It's just, they won't let go. Like, usually if it's going to be a while, they back in, they back off, you know, they kind of it feels like we're going to get Okada and Takeshita in November 22nd. It just feels like it. I don't want it yet. Believe me, I don't want it to happen yet. It just feels like it's coming.
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah. It feels like we're building there at some point, man.
Yeah, dude, it just feels like they're hitting on it too hard for it to be not happening till the end of December.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Now, like I said, I hope it doesn't happen till then, but it seems like they're hitting on it hard.
Yeah. They announced a match between Olympia and Mercedes Moné for Collision on the CMLL World Championship if he wants a shot for it, basically. Chris Statlander then proceeds to put the CEO on notice as well. I will be there. She's basically being like, I'll be, if there's anything you want to say to my face, I'm not going anywhere. And if you have trouble looking for me, I'm holding the one title you don't have. So, yeah, there's that. And then we moved into Kyle O'Reilly versus Jon Moxley. And I will say what we got announced after the match was at least nice. And the match happened. And everything that happened afterwards is what matters.
Yeah, this match happened to get to the storyline. They did a double count out, Moxley avoiding quitting. But I do want to remind people, actually, I'll wait until after you tell them what happened. After that.
So, the match ends in a double count out, basically, because O'Reilly is in a guillotine choke and tried to set up the paradigm shift with the chair and then got caught in a guillotine choke and got called out for a double 10 count. And that's when O'Reilly's trying to plead his case. I'm like, brother, man, how do you plead a 10 count? Like, seriously. Like, how do you try to work your way around to trying to convince that wasn't what happened? Claudio comes in and blindsides Kyle O'Reilly. They bring the chair in. Roderick, though, comes in to stop it. Yuta and Daniel Garcia beat him up. Mark Briscoe and Darby Allin and OC come out. They chase off the Death Riders. And Darby comes in. He's, why are you running? He wants to end it right here and right now. He's like, a year and a half. You said everyone hasn't suffered enough, and trust me, I've suffered plenty. It's you who haven't suffered enough. But I'm going to give you the chance to suffer some more. And he passed it to Mark Briscoe. He's like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They talk around. They think they're all bad. They're all hard. I don't see nothing but a bunch of fake-ass tough guys. And y'all do nothing like that, and you go and skedaddle when it's time to throw down. He's like, me and my crew come up with a perfect solution. I'm going to let my main man with the game plan, Orange Cassidy, tell you what we all got planned. And Cassidy's just like, nah. And Briscoe's like, OC, would you please tell him what we've been talking about? And Orange Cassidy grabs the mic, and he's just like, blood and guts. And there we go. Greensboro, North Carolina, blood and guts. We got the Death Riders versus the Conglomeration. And Darby Allin.
Dude. Yeah. Okay. So this is awesome.
I was just saying, brother, man. I mean, it's in your stomping grounds. This is Floyd country,
dude. If I am on a freeze until Japan in January. But dude, you know I've looked at the flights.
I'm sure you have.
I've looked at the flights. I literally, and I think I've said it on the show, I have Tyler Ballman and JR on a Floyd, you can't go. And they have to remind me every day that I can't go. Like, you can't go. You can't go. Like, that's how, like, so, dude, I knew he was about to say it. Now, I got a question. I got a saying, how much more of the moment would have been. Again, I understand the Orange Cassidy character. I've grown to love the Orange Cassidy character. But when occasional excitement gets to him, I just think it builds a better moment. What if he had yelled, blood and guts? Like, and then, went right back to being Orange Cassidy right after. I just thought that might have added to the moment. It is what it is. Again, that's just I'm watching the show, and I was hoping he yelled it. Because Mark Briscoe's always the crazy one. Everyone's always the crazy one. It was just like, and I know he did the blood and guts thing, and it was in perfect Orange Cassidy character. But good Lord, if Orange Cassidy in that character screamed blood and guts, how big of a moment does that feel like?
Oh, huge.
Yeah, like it actually got him excited. Again, that's just more of a fantasy booking kind of shit. But this is awesome. The people that are in it is awesome. Whether you go Pac or whether you call in Gabe Kidd from Japan to kill someone, this is 5-on-5. This is what you want to see. This is blood and guts. This has been perfect. If you look about it from the Death Riders, they wrote off Orange Cassidy. The conglomeration kind of came from this. This is the 5 to take on the 5 that is the Death Riders.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And just know and just remember this. What is Mox known for now, and how does blood and guts end? It only ends when someone quits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only ends when someone quits, man, at this point.
Yeah. It's not all
That's what this whole thing's been building around, yeah.
Yes. Who's gonna make who quit? It's gonna be amazing.
Yep. Exactly. We had a moment where there was a brawl taking place in the back between Mercedes Moné and Chris Statlander, and they got thrown to the outside. Statlander gets tossed out there. That's when she gets back up and she starts doing damage to Mercedes. It looks like she's going to beat her up in the ring, but that's when Athena comes out and she jumps Statlander. They get her in the ring. She gets hit with the O-face. Statement maker is applied. Will Nightingale and Harley Cameron come out to make the save. And those two are going to face Monet and Athena next week on Dynamite in the tag team tournament for the Women's Tag Team Championship. So we had that moment, and that went right into the Women's Tag Team Championship tournament quarterfinal match between Sisters of Sin, is what they go by, Sky Blue and Julia Hart, and Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata. This shit was physical. Like, they were laying in strikes, I will say, in this match, which honestly made it work really well. Man, I love me, Julia and Sky. They're just so good and part of everything they do, and being part of the Triangle of Madness. They just really work out so well. And thankfully, the team that's a legitimate team moved on and won in this match. Thank God. I love Jamie Hayter, and Queen Aminata's great. But the team that's a legitimate team and has been for fucking months moved on in this tag team tournament. It was really well done, honestly. I thought, again, it was very physical. It was very entertaining. There was a great moment where There were some double suplexes that were hit, and then Sisters of Sin, I think, got into some nice super kicks. And we actually saw after the match too, because they had Penelope Ford backstage, and she had a arm in a sling, and she couldn't team up with Megan Bayne, so they have a replacement for her in the tag team women's tournament, and that's Marina Shafir.
Yes, I like this tag team as a duo. My only unfortunate thing is they might lose in the first round. And honestly, and as soon as I saw them together, I was like, I want them to win it all. That's a very, very powerful team,
dude.
I've been on that Marina train since she debuted.
Way before me too.
Yeah, debuted with Mox. I was like, oh my god, this is Aura. And I was just like, for me, I don't use the word Aura a lot, but like Marina walking out with Mox and then Megan Bayne's entrance, I think they have like the two most like aura in the company. So it's just like, dude, it's gonna be kind of cool watching them kill people. And then Mox's face when he comes in and stands between them is my face, pretty much permanently going forward. When
you're like,
yeah. No, let's fucking go. I'm like. No, again, just think if there was another round and they could beat up on some tag team before going to the second round and they come in looking all intimidating. But now they're in the round that they got to win, and it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, again, I'm going to let that shit go, because you got to let shit go after a while. But
oh, sure.
I'm not going to let go that I'm happy to see the Megasis and the Badasses together to kill people.
They're gonna do a lot of damage, at least when they're in. For as long as they're in it, they're gonna do some damage. That's for sure.
They are.
But yeah, we then. Well, I will say again, match itself was really physical. You didn't mention much about the match prior though. Did you want to share any thoughts on that?
Oh, dude, I was very happy with the winner. I thought Thekla coming out was like really cool. She's a very tiny human. That's all.
A little bit.
But she has that badass aesthetic of her. And she comes out and I was like, this is how the match should have ended. Especially with Jamie Hayter beating her at the show.
Right.
It has to, Thekla has to get up. I thought the match was really good. I liked the double team moves that Sky and Hart have. Again, as they build them off and they're more of an established tag team, they're going to work on the chemistry. A lot of people in the back are going to, work with them. I think Sky and Hart and then TJ are going to be two of the main faces. I don't even know if either team should win, but they are going to be the two faces of this women's tag team division, because out of all the teams, these are the two that have been tag team, I think, for at least a year. TJ were a tag team before Tay left pregnant and then came back. So they have been working together for a while now. So, yeah, we definitely, those two teams looking good is very important to this women's tag team division. And I thought they looked really good last night.
1,000%. And then we go into the main event match, which was the Fright Night 4-way match for the number one contendership for the world title. Hook versus Bobby Lashley versus Ricochet versus Samoa Joe. I want to mention real quick, Ricochet wrestled his ass off in this match. Like, dude was jumping and flipping and doing all kinds of shit, and it was honestly really well done. And then the other moment I noticed was when Hook went after Bobby Lashley, and you can visibly see him after Lashley throws him over the top rope, scream at him to calm down. Like, that was a moment where I was like, ooh, Hook, hey, slow down a little bit, buddy. You're getting a bit ahead of yourself. And I think he looked in the camera, too, and said, sorry, Taz. He's like, I'm going to kill your kid, basically. Lashley was like, hey, man, I got nothing else to do but beat this kid up. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. But, man, it was really, really well done. There was a great moment where Ricochet hits a shooting star press on Hook, and he kicks out, and it got a great reaction from the crowd. And then him throwing Joe to the outside, Hook throwing Joe to send him outside was also really, really a big moment, too. They gave Hook a lot of moments to really, really shine in this match. If you could see the way they wanted to really put a spotlight on him, and it was a really nice moment too. And then the spirit gun getting turned into the red rum was a really nice moment too, from Hook looking like he was going to make some Ricochet tap out, but then Joe coming in on the senton was also really fucking good. Lashley also being able to spear Joe while he had the muscle buster on, and then Ricochet comes in with the 450 to break everything up. Oh, so many great moments in this match, but in the end, it comes down to Hook being the underdog, though, but he gets caught by Joe with the coquina clutch, and Hook has to tap out. Lashley's on the apron. Almost was there to break it up, though. He almost was there, but Joe is getting his rematch against Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Championship at Full Gear. And we led that into the contract signing. But first, I want to hear from Floyd just about the match.
So the match was excellent. It was kind of funny at the end. Bobby Lashley literally could have made it in. He literally had to stop down the time.
Yeah,
he had to stop the rope for the finish. I think Hook should have been tapped earlier. I don't know. The timing was off somehow. But that cool moment with the spear out of the turnbuckle finisher, I can't remember what it's called. I thought it was cool. Ricochet works his ass off.
Yeah, muscle buster.
Muscle buster. Ricochet, dude, they got to find a way to get a title on him. Not because he needs a title. For the year of work that he puts in, he deserves a title, kind of thing. It just feels like,
sure.
In every match, in every situation he has been in, Ricochet has killed it. I saw a post on Twitter, again, I react to some of these things, that basically said Ricochet was in the same spot he was in the WWE. Tell me you don't watch AEW without telling me you don't watch AEW.
Oh, sure.
This dude is in a significant match, is in a match that matters at pay-per-views, in a feud that matters every week. He's on TV every week. He's wrestling every week. They're doing a little game night for a team in Chicago. Who's the featured person for them to meet? Ricochet. Ricochet is so much more important.
He's so
much more important in AEW than he was in WWE. And you know, and that's fine. Shit, there's other people that have moved from AEW to WWE, and they're more important than WWE. It's going to happen both ways. But I hate when people talk. They say stuff with such confidence like they know, but it's so fucking wrong. It was like no person with two eyes can look at Ricochet where he was and look at Ricochet now and say he's in the same spot. And he just looks like he's enjoying it more. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I'm, my AEW sunglasses are on, and but he just looks like he's having much more fun doing what he's doing. So no, this match was great. I thought Joe was great. I thought Lashley was great. I thought they made Hook look good. I think that might have been the directive of this match, is to make Hook look good at all. But when he puts him on the red rum, Hook's gonna keep filling out, keep getting bigger as his years go on. But the fact that he could wrap his whole body around Ricochet, is like, oh, Hook is not as big, as these guys yet, but he's gonna get there. That dude, dude is an athlete. You can tell he's working out. You've seen how physically his body has come since then. It's going to keep happening over the years. And that's what everyone forgets about Hook. And I wouldn't even say forgets about it. That when he started wrestling with AEW, that's when he started wrestling. You've seen this kid grow. But in a way, I think Nick Wayne has been wrestling longer than Hook. And you're like, Nick is the future. You got to think of Hook that way, too. He might not, be the guy until he's in his 30s, middle 30s, but that's kind of how wrestling is. A lot of world champions aren't world champions at 25. They're not world champions until they're 30, 35. So just allow this man to keep getting better. Keep working in front of cameras. Hook's going to be your guy eventually. He's just not there yet.
Yeah, just not just yet, but he'll get there for sure.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we go right into the World Championship contract signing. We have Tony Schiavone dressed up as the Phantom of the Opera in his Halloween costume. and they have Joe, Shibata, and Hobbs, the ops, are in for the contract signing. He wanted to make sure it was a safe environment, so he had this costume crew that were all there, basically. They called him out, and he's like, I want to make sure it's a safe environment. So Hobbs, Shibata, take care of it. Then everyone that's in the inflatable costumes get beat up, and they thought it was Hangman. It was not Hangman, and they beat him up. Joe then grabs the mic, basically, and says, Shivani. It says Hangman's days are numbered, but he signs the contract, and then Shivani says, basically, let's make a toast real quick to Joe. And they pour the drinks, and I'm like, this is already very weird. Why is Shivani giving a toast? And he goes, to All Elite Wrestling, where the best wrestle, to Full Gear, presented by DC, live on November 22nd. Sell your shit, man. And then to the AEW the men's world champion, Hangman Adam Page, the living embodiment of cowboy shit. And Joe's like, the fuck are you talking about? And then you hear, long may he reign, and it's Hangman's voice. And Shivani, as the Phantom of the Opera, takes out the ops. That's not Shivani. That's Hangman Adam Page. And right there is the moment that AEW broke the internet.
This was the smoothest camera work in AEW ever. I did not see the change. I did not see where it's coming. I had to pause it, rewind it, and be like, oh, that's where it happened. But,
and then also, too, I had to throw headphones on, because if you throw headphones on and watch it, you can hear Hangman repeating the words on a closed mic as Shivani is talking, so he can make sure he matches up with Shivani's speed of when he's saying the words.
Wow.
Because you can hear him very, very quietly if you put headphones on and you watch that promo back.
Like, dude, this was like movie magic. No one saw this change happen. And if you did, shout out to you. You get to ruin everything. Whatever. I did not see the change happen. It was awesome. It was like I was a kid in that moment because I did not see it happening. I was not the smart. Oh yeah, I know how they did that, dude. I didn't know. I did not I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I was like, how did they do that? He didn't get out the ring. When did it happen? When did they switch? So fucking cool. To me, this is one of the coolest things AEW's ever done. Just cool. Like,
oh yeah,
how they pulled it off was just fucking cool. I can't even think of another way to say it.
Yeah, it was genuinely so wild. Just purely wild, the fact that this is the closing segment to build up the main event AEW World Championship feud. Like, seriously. Like, it's genuinely fucking crazy how much this is taking place, though, and just that it closes out with a fucking wild costume change insanity in a Phantom of the Opera outfit. Like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, what the fuck? It's a wild moment to close out this Fright Night Dynamite, and yeah, it was a fun show. Honestly, it was just a fun, entertaining show. They had some really entertaining moments on it, and it was just a nice show to have on, and had some good story developments too, I will say. Normally, when there's a holiday show like this, even if it's just Halloween, I normally expect weird shit that doesn't really have anything to do with the storylines moving forward. Like, you know, the Elite dressing up in Space Jam shit. Like, I don't expect to really take a lot of stuff like heavily seriously for the shows that take place during holidays. That's just how I've always been with wrestling. If it's a holiday show, a lot of times I don't really pay much attention to it. The only time that didn't happen was with the Thanksgiving week when MJF and CM Punk did their promo battle. That's the only time. But I don't even really count Thanksgiving for wrestling holidays. Like, it's Halloween and it's Christmas and maybe New Year's are the ones where it's like, maybe don't expect a ton of like story developments on those shows. But this one actually had some in multiple different areas, and also just had a nice match to build up the Women's Tag Team Championship tournament too. So I enjoyed the show. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Me too. Did we talk about the Mercedes segment? Did I miss that? Did I not?
The Mercedes segment?
Yeah. Where Athena and Mercedes...
Yeah, they brawled. They brawled to the outside, and then Athena came in and helped out. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, no, I thought I was...
And then Harley and Willow came in for the save.
Yeah, Harley and Willow ruining my Athena's fun. She is my goddess. I just want to throw that out
Shut your
there.
mouth. Don't talk about my girl like that.
Yeah, don't ruin... Well, I love me some Willow. Don't get me wrong, but Athena was handling her business, minding her own business. Willow don't even like Chris Statlander. What's she coming out there for? She don't even like her. Okay, just stay over there. All right, but no, I just really enjoyed the show. I thought it's always that weird area where you have to build up to two major shows, because Blood and Guts is basically a pay-per-view, but it's on TV, and then you have Full Gear that is absolutely a pay-per-view, and it's on pay-per-view, and you're trying to build up to them both at the same time. It's always delicate, but I thought this show hit all the notes to build up to both shows. Only thing I have a question in, and I even threw it in the notes here. Okay, they announced Women Blood and Guts. What, 3 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
They announced Men Blood and Guts last night. We know who's in Men Blood and Guts, but we don't know who's in Women's Blood and Guts.
Yeah, we ever going to learn who's going to be in Women's Blood and Guts?
Hey man,
learn that.
I was like, we got 2 weeks. It's not like we got 6 months. It's like less than 2 weeks. It's less than 14 days to the show. Can we know the women in the show? And absolutely, they should be closing the show. I don't care.
They should.
I don't care if you got John Cena showing up. The women have been waiting on this Blood and Guts for years. You finally gave it to them.
Yeah.
You announced them first. The Women's Blood and Guts is the main event. Okay?
Just do it.
That's just the way it has to be. That's just the way it has to be. I will come on here and shake my fist at the air like an old man if the Women's Blood and Guts is not closing the show. The men's Blood and Guts should go on first. The women's Blood and Guts should close the show. That's how it should be. Damn it. But, it's just fucking weird that we don't know who's all going to be in the Women's Blood and Guts. Like, we found out Penelope's not going to be in the Blood and Guts. I'm like, was Penelope in the Blood and Guts?
Exactly.
We got no official list. We got a match graphic for the men.
Mm-hmm.
Is the women in there? Or who's going to be in it? Who's coming back? What's going on?
Somebody answer. I need an answer. I need a definitive answer.
It's like I wasn't rushing it. I wasn't rushing it. I was like, it's going to work out. They're going to fold it out over the next few weeks. They're doing the tag team tournament. Great. But then you announced the whole 5-on-5, pretty much the whole 5-on-5 group of the men's. And it's like, I didn't even know there was going to be a men's Blood and Guts. You announce a whole group, and we do know there's going to be women's Blood and Guts, and they're not there. Now, believe me, I am not the champion of women's wrestling or anything like that, but
Sure.
I'm like, we're at least trying to, feign the image that we're equal, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so why don't we know this yet? Like, I am the voice of the people that, that really, I'm asking the questions everybody's asking. How the fuck did this work out? So, no. Can we get the women's 5-on-5 announced either on Collision
just get it announced, man.
On next Dynamite? If you want to throw some surprises in there, I'd be awesome, But
sure.
I'm not even speculating who's in it. Whoever you decided was in it, just let us know. We just want to know, too. Okay?
We just want to know.
Yeah.
Just tell us.
Yeah.
Just tell us. But either way, that was AEW Fright Night Dynamite. We have, obviously, Collision coming up, Fright Night Collision. We have, for that show, we're going to have the Ring of Honor World Championship will be defended by Bandita as he has his second match with Mascara Dorada, which is going to be a crazy match. And Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir are going to tag up and be in action. Mercedes Moné is defending her CMLL Women's World Championship against Olympia. We also have Okada and Takeshita. They are teaming up, and their team they are facing is going to be it's the motherfucking Acclaimed Anthony Bowens and Max Caster. We're getting them teamed back up again to face off against Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada. I am so sorry, boys. I'm so sorry. We then have Le Faction Ingobernables versus Mark Briscoe, Roderick Strong, and Commander. And I believe that's everything we have for Collision so
far. And since it was recorded, that's literally everything there is. So.
Yeah, you go. So there you go. You already know the whole card.
Yeah.
Those are the ones they announced, basically.
Yes, because, but I got to say Saturday is the very rare Floyd Equinox.
Yes.
At 7 o'clock on Saturday, both AEW Dynamite, Saturday night's main event, and Florida State football will be on all at the same time.
Crazy.
Well, I just found out this. I don't have to worry about the Florida State game because I am an ESPN subscriber and I have YouTube TV. Guess who's having a dispute right now?
ESPN and YouTube TV.
I don't have ESPN. Like today, I was going to watch Abbott Elementary, like I watch every week. I have it set up on recording, and I couldn't find it. And I was like, what the hell did Crystal? I'm ready to go yell at Crystal. I'm like, did you turn off my recording at Abbott Elementary? Then I tried to go to the ABC channel. Then I tried to go to ESPN. I was like, God dang it. And I had to Google. I was like, oh. And then after doing all that, like right when we got on this call, about an hour and 18 minutes ago, I get a message from YouTube TV that I don't have ESPN, and they might be giving me a $20 credit, which is crazy because guess how much the ESPN thing costs? It's like, I think it's $29.99. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot unless you have cable and you already have ESPN. Obviously, you can get that for free, but it's that's because you have cable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So they hate me. So I am going to have to find another way to watch that Florida State game unless they get this resolved in the next 2 days. It's very annoying if you're a YouTube TV fan, and because I am an NFL Sunday Ticket subscriber, I really not. I've already paid for the year of NFL Sunday Ticket, so even my threats to cancel YouTube TV would run hollow. Like,
yeah,
like I need you. I need you. I can't do anything without you. I love you.
Please, I love you. Please
bring it. So I hope they work this shit out. But ESPN, they know what they are, so they
know what they are at this point. Yeah,
they
know what they are.
They keep running that price up or whatever.
Yes.
So,
well, either way, we have one bit of remaining headlines to get into before we close out this show.
Yes. So the last thing, and this is going to be really quick.
Last wrestling thing.
Yeah, last wrestling thing. I was sitting there. I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts. I'm a Patreon subscriber to Voices of Wrestling. Free plug for them or whatever. And they were talking about the U.S. people that were eligible to get in the Hall of Fame, and they got to FTR. Now, I will say this: when it comes to Wrestling Observer Newsletter, Dave Meltzer, all these people, I'm fairly new to the game compared to everybody else. I was strictly like WWE, TNA, whatever I saw on TV. I wasn't super online before like 2017 or whatever. So I didn't know who Dave Meltzer was. I didn't know what Wrestling Observer Newsletter was. It would come out. I would see it. I would just kind of scroll past. I thought, whatever. I'd see awards or whatever. But the way the Hall of Fame was brought to me when it was come is that it was like the Baseball Hall of Fame. You have writers, reporters, all that kind of stuff. So I've always given it the sports treatment when it comes to Hall of Fames. And so they were talking about FTR, and they were talking about FTR as a team, and the three guys came to the conclusion that they hadn't seen enough from FTR. And, I'm sitting up there, I'm like, again, I don't even know if FTR even cares about getting into the Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame. I don't even know if they care. And like me personally, this argument is more of a exercise in logic. So you say this is like a sports Hall of Fame, right? So if I tell you a team or a player had, let's just say a player had won the MVP twice in a row, right? Finished in the top 5 of the MVP voting in the year, had won the championship pretty much almost every year that they played. They had been a champion every year that they played, right? They would be a full surefire Hall of Famer, right?
I believe you would think so, right?
Yeah, I went through MLB, NBA, NFL, and I was like 2-time MVPs. Every 2-time MVP on all those sports has went to the Hall of Fame, except, unfortunately, Barry Bonds, but that's a reason outside of actual play. Everybody would agree he's the first ballot Hall of Famer other than the steroid allegations. So FTR won what most people consider, because it's the geek of the geek, the critical tag teams, they won the Wrestling Observer Tag Team of the Year 2022 and 2023, right?
Yeah.
Every year since they've left the WWE, they have been top 5 in that list. Even the year that they didn't work a lot, they were top 5. So when you're top 5, that truly means there's an argument that you're the best tag team in the world, right? So the last 6 years or whatever, they've been the best tag team in the world. Most people think they might win it again this year, right? Which is neither here nor there, because we're talking about what they've already done. Every company they've been in, they've been the tag team champions. They 10-time tag team champion, 7 different brands. They do the thing for you in every promo. You don't even have to guess. They let you know. So they have only been champions. They only been a tag team 11 years, and they've held 10 titles, right? Like, so they've been decorated. They've been looked at as one of the best tag teams in the world. They are pretty much the standard of still doing 80s style tag team wrestling. No one's doing it like they do it. They are the professors of it. They are the kings of it. So I ask myself, things like they haven't shown enough. What else is there to show? They're probably the best, other than the Young Bucks, they're probably 2. They've done it on major television ever. They've won the Wrestling Observer Award 2 years. 2 times. They've been in the top 5 6 years in a row. What else do you need to see to put them in your Hall of Fame? Again, this is a logic test. I honestly care a little. I can't be like, I don't care. I care a little, because when you bring up FTR, I want them to be brought up with the reverence they deserve. Between the smarts, the marks, the casuals, I want everybody to understand that they're one of the best tag teams in the world. So I looked at that and I was just like, you got this 11-year period. First of all, they're a tag team consistently for 11 years. Look at the history. Most of your big name tag teams or whatever don't stay tag teams this long. They've had one match against each other, but they've never broken up. They have been Dax and Cash, the best tag team walking the gates of God's green earth. And yeah, Young Bucks are already in, not worried about them. But when you look at that 11-year period, right, who matches up against them other than the Young Bucks? As far as success, wherever they go, New Japan, AAA, wherever they go, they have been the face of the tag team division. So, like I said, it's a logic test. Logically, if I go there and I tell you all of this and I say, you use the real sports comp, how do you keep this team out of the Hall of Fame? Any thoughts, Austin?
Yeah, I mean, you can't. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to add. I'm telling you. I mean, I just sat back and I let you go because, you just made point after point after point. Dude, I can't understand how you look back at everything FTR has done over the past few years in AEW, and even before that in AEW, and everything they did in NXT, and everything they did in WWE, and just, their track record in terms of tag team wrestling, and how they've created, I think, one of the best tag team feuds of all time when it comes to them and the Briscoes. Yeah, they're first ballot. I feel like it's for tag team wrestling. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I just want to make clear, I'm not going down the line to shake my fist. I'm not going to record 30 minutes of audio and send it out there to tell you why FTR should get in. Honestly, they get in, they don't. But I'm just saying, just based on the logic of you're treating this like a real sports Hall of Fame, you would be saying first ballot Hall of Famers. Yeah, it's literally, I looked, MLB, NBA, NFL, 2-time Hall of Famers. Literally, the only person not in the Hall of Fame is Barry Bonds. That's it. 3 sports. So how do you How do you, because generally the litmus test of Hall of Fame is, can you write the history of wrestling without said team? How do you write the history of wrestling without the best tag team over 2022 and 2023? How do you talk about 2022 and 2023 with wrestling without talking about the best tag team in the world? Just throwing it out there. Again, a lot of people don't even care or whatever what Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame is. I listen to the shows every year. I think Joe Lanza and Rich Craich do an amazing job. I want to shout them out. This is not me arguing against their judgment. This is just saying, based on the logic that I've heard them use for other people, based on the logic of what I told the Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame is, how do you keep a team that you consider literally over the last 6 years top 5? They were 2 in 2017 when they were in the as the Revival. So they've been in the top 5 as 2 different tag team names through 2 different companies. How do you not list them? I know Young Bucks were, and I'm not arguing against every team. They were talking about the Briscoes. I think they're Hall of Famers. They were talking about the Young Bucks. I absolutely think they're Hall of Famers. But I don't know how you have a tag team section of your Hall of Fame and not have Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler in it.
Big time. That's about it. I mean, there's not much else to say in regards to that. I mean, you've said everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to do it for the wrestling portion of this episode of All Things Elite. Now, folks, if you want to call it right there and you don't care about American football or professional NFL football, you can go ahead and you can leave right now. I won't be mad. Follow us on Twitter. Rate, review, subscribe. Turn automatic downloads on. Share us around with friends, family, coworkers, whoever you wish. I need to talk to my boy now for a moment because it's been a minute since we've been able to hop on and do this show. You know, I've missed my man. But from the moment the last episode I did with this man ended and I came back on to do the show again, since that moment, I've been stewing. Your boy has been stewing, and he has been waiting for the moment to finally get on the air with his bestest pal and his co-host and talk about what took place on Sunday Night Football. So Floyd, I would like to first ask you if you can give your side of what took place. I'm going to let you go first because I'm a gentleman about this. Can you explain to me what took place on Sunday Night Football just a few weeks ago?
Chris Jones and Travis Kelce played, and the exact result that I knew what would have happened the first time happened this time. We did it for.
See, I'm going to cut you off right there.
We did it. We did it for the Swifties. We did it for Ophelia.
No.
We did it for. We did it for Ophelia. We did it for Taylor Swift. We did it for the Swifties.
No,
we love you all.
So here's no. So this that's not. I'm just going to cut you off right there. See, I tried to be nice about it. And again, you want to hold on to shit from 3 years ago.
Yeah, I had
That's your fault.
Yeah,
that's your fault. So explain to me this, Floyd. I want to ask you real quick. So Goff goes in motion on that opening drive. Montgomery throws to Goff. He fights through. Touchdown on the field.
Cute little play.
All of a sudden, no, give me a second. All right? Let me set things up. I'm storytelling.
I was just saying I thought it was a cute play. Okay? Yeah. That's all I was just adding.
Yes.
Adding commentary.
Okay. I know. I don't need your commentary. Explain to me why I need refs having a powwow by the fireplace, bringing out marshmallows, smoking marshmallows, and putting together s'mores for 3 minutes after a touchdown has already been called to then magically pull a flag out of their ass and negate the opening touchdown on a drive where we moved down the field and we made a statement drive to open the game, and you steal a touchdown off the board. Explain to me that, because I can tell you exactly what that was. It was Miss Mid Life of a Showgirl herself calling up to New York and being like, hey, welcome to New York. I've been waiting for you to overturn that touchdown because fuck you, I need a win tonight. That's what that was. We got hosed. And I will tell you right now, it's not the reason why the Lions lost the game. Y'all made more plays than us. I will say that straight up. The drop on 4th down from Amon-Ra St. Brown, it's brutal. Something that never happens before. It's brutal. We had trouble stopping Patrick Mahomes, 3 touchdowns on the day. That's just, you're going to have trouble with that regardless. And then if you want to talk about Brian Branch being an idiot after the game, we can absolutely talk about that. That being said, Juju needed his ass beat. I ain't going to say nothing else. Now, he shouldn't have done it, but Juju's a little piece of shit, and he deserved what he got. That's all I got. And he deserved the suspension, 1,000%. I ain't going to fight it, but Juju's a little shit. We've known that since he was doing TikTok dances in Pittsburgh and causing shit because he wants to dance on people's logos because he's a little shit. Either stick to stream and stick to TikTok or stick to football. That's all I got to say about that. But it's not the reason why we lost the game. But you could just feel the thumb being put down, couldn't you? Just a little bit. Because I'll tell you this, I'm fine with losing to the Chiefs. They're the Chiefs. It is what it is, It's what happens. They are a very good football team. I will never go against that. I don't need help in losing a game from New York. I don't need help in losing a game because y'all needed a little bit of a in your favor. You need because that's what it takes for this team. That's the difference between you and the Patriots. Patriots always, didn't matter what. It was great coaching and great quarterback play. Y'all, though, it's so much more different and so much more sneezy. And since you want to bring up Mr. I gamble at the poker tables with Mr. Big Shot Chauncey Billups, let me see where Travis Kelce's been going to play poker recently because I'm smelling some horse shit.
He is blocked by the shield that is Swift. Thank you. We lost the first game of the season, 27-21. We lost the second game of the season, 2017. We got blew out by the Eagles in the Super Bowl. I did not hear one person complaining about the refs in those games. Not one person. No one said the ref never made one bad call in those games. But as soon as we start winning, it's because of the refs.
Answer me this.
We lost.
Answer me this.
We lost to the Jack.
Was a flag thrown on that touchdown pass? Was a flag thrown before the play?
Dude.
It was an illegal formation. Was a flag thrown?
No, and it shouldn't have been thrown, and it should have counted. I'll say it. I'm man enough to say it. That touchdown should have counted. Now, again,
not a reviewable. You can't even review that for a flag. It's bullshit.
The guy that was on commentary, the ref basically broke it down. I didn't even know that was illegal. What happened?
They made the right call. You can't retroactively call a flag.
It is an obscure fucking rule. I have never seen what happened on that play happen.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with the rule. It has to do with the fact that flag is not reviewable. You can't retroactively throw a flag for an illegal formation like that. It's not. They broke protocol. That's exactly what they did. They broke protocol for your bitch asses.
Hey, all I gotta say is shit happens. There was what was it? That was in the first quarter. There was like
it was the first drive.
What was that, like 45 minutes left of football? Yeah.
It was a statement drive that flipped the entire complexity of the game. And again, it's always you. It's always you.
Sorry, not sorry. I mean, y'all were still up 3-0. And hey, shit, it was what?
How much different is being up 3-0 compared to being up 7-0? How big is that differently?
You add 4 points to the game, we still win by 9. So I'm like, it really doesn't make that much difference.
No, and again, it's not the reason why we lost. I told you from the jump. The reason why we lost is because you made more plays than we did. I say that straight up. It's not the reason why we lost. I don't need help in losing because y'all have a deal with the refs and you're in bed.
Hey, we don't. Because again, if we had to deal with the refs, we'd be 5-time Super Bowl champions. We got absolutely dog-walked in 2 Super Bowls. Dog-walked. No ref to be in, no ref in sight to help. Again, when we lose, no one says anything about the refs. When we win, the refs helped us win. So, do we flip a coin? Do we decide what games we win? Is this wrestling? Do we got a booker? I mean,
at this point, is
TK like, oh, okay, Chiefs win this time. If we get the Jaguars, no.
It's that 50-50 booking, dog.
They put the Jaguars over this time.
It's that 50-50 booking.
No, it is what it is. I'm like, again, If you play any game, in any football game, there's holding on every play. It's what they call and what they don't call, right? They're what they don't call. Jawan Taylor has literally adjusted everything to what the refs know. He lines up straight. He doesn't do the kick anymore. Everybody's like, oh, he's still breaking the rules. I'm like, he doesn't do the things anymore. Like, what else do you want? It's like, I believe even in that game. Team stats, because I went to it after the game.
Yeah, y'all didn't get called for a single penalty? Is that not a dead giveaway when a team... You're telling me a team in the NFL didn't get called for a single penalty?
Yeah.
Not a single one.
Cleaned it up, baby. We cleaned it up.
Yeah, that's a dead giveaway.
We cleaned it up.
Dead giveaway.
Hey.
A little bit too easy to spot when things are maybe a little bit more favored for you. Just a dead giveaway. Script writers were out in full effect, fam.
Hey, Andy Reid's a Hall of...
TK was like, hey man, let's put the thumb on the scale a little bit right there.
Yeah. Andy Reid is a Hall of Fame coach. We lost to the Jaguars 31-28.
When was the last time a team had 0 penalties in an NFL football game? When was the last time?
I mean,
can you name that?
I mean, I don't pay attention to penalties. It's not a stat I look at. So
the Chiefs fan doesn't pay attention to penalties.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, but I do know we had 13 penalties for 109 yards against the Jaguars when we lost. They had 4 penalties for 25 yards. Hey, I didn't hear one person saying, God damn refs.
You want to know the last time? You know, that's only the 12th time since 2019 that an NFL team has had 0 penalties called on them. 12 times in, 6 years. So 12 times in 6 years.
So you mad at us for playing a completely clean and legal football game? Because even the penalty that you're talking about a penalty that shouldn't have been called on the lines, not a penalty that should have been called on the team. No, it's not the fact that it shouldn't have been called. It's not the fact that it shouldn't have been called. It wasn't called, and then they retroactively called it. It's not the fact, because they've talked about it before. Goff was moving before he got set. That's why it was a penalty. But they didn't call it in the action of the play taking place. And that penalty in particular is not reviewable. It is not reviewable. And let me tell you, I absolutely agree with you. And it shouldn't have been called. But with this year, with the new technology, where they got the instant reviews, the playback assist, and all that kind of stuff, it has changed how they officiate. I don't know what the rules are now, really. Like, as far as when a penalty can be called and when it can't. I know every scoring play is reviewed. But no one called the flag.
That penalty cannot be reviewed.
From what I understand, it's probably not supposed to be, but it was. It shouldn't have been a touchdown. It should have been a touchdown. I agree. But, you know, I can't retroactively change it. And again, there was, that happened, at what point in the game? Like, it happened so early in the game.
No, again, like I said, it wasn't the reason why we lost. I don't need help in losing. I'll lose on my own accord. I don't need help in losing. Dude, right there, that was the Fail Mary 2.0.
It was a bad call. It was a bad call. And yes, the idea of the Chiefs not getting a penalty called against them was a little shocking to me.
Yeah, isn't that a little bit like dead giveaway?
Yeah. You didn't go where I thought you were going to go. I thought you were going to go, your whole secondary was out the game, but you didn't, and I commend you for that.
Hey, dude. Hey, what were they called 2 weeks ago? It was the Legion of Whom? Yeah. What happened with us against the fucking Buccaneers? Dude, I can't. We had a Saginaw Valley State guy in the secondary that was out there making blocks and stops on 2-point conversions. Like, our secondary has been torn apart, but they just, on the help of the secondary, we beat the Buccaneers. Like, You know what I mean? Yeah. That's not at all, like, no, you beat us, like, because we didn't make enough plays. But y'all are such fucking full of shit with your deals with the refs. That's all I gotta say. It's just 0 penalties and robbing us of a touchdown at the start of the game because Miss T. Swift, who picked up the phone and called up to New York to make that call, wanted to switch it up. And it's all because her album is mid. So that's all.
Detroit should just date better, you know? The Lions should just date better.
What are you talking about? Did you not see Jahmyr Gibbs and his girlfriend dressing up as Jeff Hardy and Lita?
Hey, is she a diamond recording artist?
No, but they dressed up as Jeff Hardy and Lita. That's badass as shit.
That's really cool, but she's not a diamond recording artist. She don't got the phone privileges like T Swift got. You know what I mean? That's why I said date better. Go find you a recording artist. There's somebody out there that has to be single eventually. But again, we were winning before Travis Kelce ever met Taylor Swift, and people were still saying the refs were on our side, so nothing changes.
Because they are.
Yes, the Patriots had the refs on their side. When I was in the 90s, the Cowboys had the refs on their side.
It was never this bad.
The Cowboys had the refs. It was never this bad because it never happened against a good Lions team. That's all it was in that. Your team lost. They lost. And it's okay. It's okay. I knew it was inevitable. We are the Dark Empire. Everyone hates us, and it's okay. I think it's almost time. Is it? Yeah, I think because I had to keep up Jared Goff on my profile for a month, so I am keeping my profile as the Chiefs score for a month to help wipe that out of my brain, because I knew this would happen when the Chiefs have their full complement of athletes. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew this would happen,
and I'll remind you again too. I mean, since you wanna go on that too, we didn't have a Lee McNeil, we didn't have the secondary beaten up and everything like that. So again, it's injuries, it's all that kind of stuff. But again, not using that, because I don't use injuries as an excuse like you do.
Injuries is not an excuse. Injuries is
you used it last year.
It's not an excuse.
You
it's a reason.
used it last year with Kelce, and then with the holdout with Chris Jones. You used it as an excuse. You put an asterisk on that win. Yes. I know for a fact you did that.
Yes, because it's not an excuse. It's a reason. There's two different things.
Bullshit.
I'm letting you know why we lost, and again, my reason. Hey.
The reason I told you we lost is because we didn't make enough plays. I told you why.
Oh, no, not right after.
It's a legit
I got
reason.
the messages right after the game with the 5 DBs out. I have it. You said the 5 DBs first.
Hang on. I'm going to check the messages. I'm sure the first thing I said was about the refs, honestly.
Probably.
I think that's the first thing I said.
We talk a lot, so it's going to be some scrolling.
I mean, I get paid to talk a lot, motherfucker.
Yes. I don't get paid to talk a lot, and I still do. Oh, yeah, I can see T Swift reaching.
Yeah, I said take your, GG's tough spot for us. Still don't respect your team. Could feel the thumb weighing down the scale. Life of Showgirl was made. First thing I said was about how I don't respect you because I could feel the thumb weighing down.
No, this is what you said. I think meant ass kick, not asterisk. Did Hutchinson play tonight? Did you see our secondary fan?
Because you wanted to make a comment about Hutch.
Because I didn't even know if he played.
You made the instance about who was on the field. You made the instance about it because I gave you the fact that the win was with an asterisk because it was.
Cause I was just saying because I was hearing this about this amazing player, Agent Hutchinson. I didn't hear his name all night. I didn't hear him. I'm like. Was he there?
No, he did not. He did not play well. He did not play well.
Was he on vacation? I didn't know. Or did he get locked down by one of the best offensive lines?
You should look at that picture of Juju getting his ass whipped again. It looks pretty damn good.
Hey, if you cannot win the game, at least try to win the fight.
He didn't win the fight at all. He didn't win the fight at all.
Dude, we got that. Hey, all I care about is he protected his quarterback. Patrick Mahomes just came over and tried to shake the man's hand. I personally, again, I am a sore loser. Very sore loser. Don't try to shake my hand after the game. All you getting is a middle finger. But the man tried to walk away. The man tried to walk away respectfully. I gotta give it to Branch. I was completely. I'm a Chief till I die. But I was completely on Branch's side. The man tried to walk away. He tried to walk away.
Yep.
He tried. I don't even think he should have got suspended. He tried to walk away. And Mahomes,
I would say the one game was the right call.
Mahomes grabbed him. Hey, man, you grabbed me. You getting swung on. Okay? Mahomes shouldn't have grabbed him. Mahomes is trying to be a little shit, talking shit. Dude, I don't want to shake your hand. Let me go about my business. Again, this is from one sore loser to another. You know?
I'm aware.
I'm like, dude, I dare you. I don't care if we playing bad. The next time you see me, that was a good game. I might swing on you.
It may be like that. Yeah. I'm just saying, man. At this point, man, don't let us see you in the Super Bowl. Don't let us see you there.
I mean, I mean, we keep saying that, but my team keeps getting there. Yours doesn't. So I don't know what to tell you.
I don't want to worry about fucking Washington this year, thank God.
We're going to be there in February. We'll see if y'all come around. I mean, hey, we've been there. We've been there. Every year, pretty much every year. It's like 5 out of 6 years or some shit like that.
Hutch just got paid, boy. We coming. We coming.
We live there. We live in the Super Bowl.
We coming. We coming.
Hey, you know what? Y'all are John Cena of the Super Bowl. We can't see you. We can't see you. We can't see you. Hey, I was rooting for y'all. I'm like, man.
You were no, dog. You were. Hey, literally this past few weeks, you were absolutely.
No, I'm talking about last year for the Super Bowl. I said I wanted to be Lions and Chiefs so I could shut you up in the Super Bowl. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Then y'all can't even do what y'all part, and we get stuck playing against the team that plays exactly opposite of us, exactly the way that we can't defend against the Eagles, and they stump a fucking mud hole in us and walk it dry. And the problem was, I kind of felt like they were going to stump a mud hole in us and walk it dry before the game, and then they did it. That made it even worse, because I kind of felt it coming, and then they did it. And then it's like, hey, I felt like we matched up against every team in the NFC better than Philly. And we played against the team that we matched up the worst against. And yeah, they kicked our ass. And so no refs. No one said anything about the refs in that game. It was like, oh, goddamn, the refs. No. It was like, oh, the officiating was perfect. Whole offensive line of the Eagles jumping off sides every now and then they do the toothbrush. Nope, didn't see anything. Looks fine to me.
All right. Well, regardless, I had to get that off my chest. Yeah. I had to get that off my chest. So I will let us close things out. Everyone, happy Halloween. Hope you guys are having a great spooky season. Again, enjoy the show. Follow us, whether you listen to us on YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Share us around with your friends, family, coworkers, whoever you wish. Rate, review, subscribe. Turn automatic downloads on. Follow us on Twitter at ATElitePod, at Social Suplex are the guys that make this show possible. Check out all the other shows they have on their network. I'm at Austin Sumowitz, SCUMOWICZ. Floyd is at Floyd Johnson Jr. on Twitter. Go to Chop Tees to get a t-shirt and sign up for the Social Suplex newsletter. Links in the description of the show. And I will pass it off to my buddy Floyd, who I love, even though his team is horseshit. I will pass it off to Floyd to take us home on this episode of All Things Elite.
Thank you all for listening. And I'm going to use my little period of time to tell you that big topic of discussion has been food insecurity with the thing with snaps. I'm not trying to get political or anything. This is the opposite of political conversation. What I'm saying is if you are in the position in your life, again, that you do have extra, you do have something to give, and even if it's effort, go down, either donate to your local food banks, go down and work and help pack sandwiches at your local food banks. If you know a friend or family member that is food insecure and you happen to have extra, pass food their way. In these times like this, all we have is each other. All people have is other people. Whatever you can do, whether it is through effort, through money, through whatever that you have the energy to do, go ahead and do it to help people. Make sure people are eating. Take care of your people. This is not about politics. This is not about left. This is not about right. This is about being a good person, helping the person next to you. Make sure your friends and family can eat. Even if you think they're having problems and maybe they're too prideful to ask for food, if you have the ability, invite them over for dinner. Invite them over to dinner. Say, oh, man, we got this extra food in the house. Do you mind taking it? There's a million different ways to help people with food insecurity, and there's a million ways to do it without making them feel less than. Because my family, as I grew up, my dad had 10 children, so we never had a lot of money. So at times we were on food stamps. At times we had government assistance. At times we were on welfare. We were on those type of things. And it's just like, I can't ever forget where I came from. So I would use this period of time, help out who you can, whenever you can, if you can. If you can't, I understand this. If you're on the other side and you need help, and don't be afraid to ask. Man, hit me up on Twitter. I mean, I'm not going to be able to do everything because, I have my life too, but I'm going to do what I can. I hope you do what you can. And with that, I will leave you how I always leave you, Whether it's home, work, or school, always do your best to be elite.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.